Welcome to one more episode, kind of Where I Bike. At this point, I'm probably milking it, but I kind of wanted to do one more round off of Where I Bike with a little bit of a best of and some of my favourite clips. I'll be posting this Christmas week, so I figured it'd be nice for you to have some content to kind of watch whilst you're ignoring your family. I know certainly I will be sat on my phone watching this video at the same time as you, so here we are. If you're not familiar with Where I Bike, stop watching this. There's a playlist down below which will sort you out for the whole day. You can watch every single episode, binge it all, and then once you get to the end, you can watch this and just watch all the same things again. But for people that have been keeping up with the series and watched every episode, firstly, thank you. Like, this was such a lot of work to kind of get this all going and work out how I was going to do it. And, you know, I didn't really know what I was doing when I went into it. I just started filming people in their environments. And it took a lot to kind of work out how to make these videos. And so far, you guys have, I say so far, it's finished. You guys have loved it. It's been really, really rewarding. And I've actually now got people asking me, when's series 2? Can you come and do a shop in my hometown? And it's just been really, really good. So before we get into the clips, I do want to suggest, actually, because I am still finalising series 2 at the moment, so if there is a bike shop in the UK that you would like me to go and visit, pop it down in the comments below and give them a shout out. But for now, sit back and enjoy some of my favourite moments of series 1 of Where I Bike.
Hey, I'm Sam. I run Bicycle Ambulance and Fresh Tribe. Come check us out. Tool wall with all the cool stuff. I saw Marlon's video, he really likes that tool.
My favourite part of it is the sound.
You kind of got to have it.
So you mentioned the Marlon's favourite tool, and I always ask, what's your favourite tool?
Yeah.
But what's the tool that you never use, but you can't throw it away because you will need it as soon as you throw it away?
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
There's quite a few actually like that. I was thinking this as well. We don't actually know what this is. We just call it the rib breaker. But this basically is the perfect size for bending road caliper brakes.
Oh, okay.
When the pads don't sit properly in the brake and you need to bend the arm, you put that on it and bend it. So without that, you'd have to use a pair of pliers, which is
But that's not what it's designed to do.
I've no idea what it is.
But that's what it's being used
That's
for.
what we use it for. Potentially, it used to be for breaking ribs on people.
Yeah.
But we call it the rib breaker. I don't know, this guy, I think it's a Cannondale Crown Race tool.
No, that's a Royce bottom bracket.
It's a Royce bottom bracket tool, okay. A Royce bottom bracket tool.
Yeah.
The kind of thing that we've had for years, use maybe once, but you got to have it and never chuck it away.
Yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most used tool in the shop?
Ooh, it's got to be a 8mm spanner, 5mm Allen key. What do you reckon, Keir? 10mm spanner all day. Yeah, cable cutters, or
the seized parts of mallet.
yeah, or where is it? The breaker bar, if we can find that, saved our life. We use that about 10 times a day, especially working on old. We work on a lot of either very low end bikes that have been in people's gardens for years, or really, really old bikes with seized parts. So this is an old like railway sleeper installer, which does absolute wonders. Yeah. Yeah.
pointing this out, you said a second ago.
So this bike lever is just a left-handed bike lever, but just kind of upside down because that's just what I had. So,
It's great.
and I was like, yeah, I think it'll work. So the guy sold it to me like that, and I was like, yeah, cool.
So I'm Wayne, Tailwind Cyclery, which is here. Come in, come and have a look. We'll call it a lounge. I call it a studio, but it's basically my happy place. So this is where it all kind of happens.
So this is like, it's a little bit like a cave walking in, like there's so much treasure like scattered round. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about like kind of like what you have hanging around, and like, is this all like stock, or is this like, are these ready to build for customers, or how does it all work?
I guess it's a total mixture. So there's some things are stock and to either be options for people for custom builds, retro builds. I have a few new cyclocross gravel frames kind of thing as well. We got like a Brother Kepler up there. We've got a Brother Mr. Wooden, which is my own. We've got a rune in a temple. But otherwise, we've got things that I just love because they're sexy. So that's my personal stump jumper, which was handed down to me by the original owner who lived in the States and brought it home with him.
Oh, no way.
So he's now like, in his 80s, and he's had it since 81. So that's something that I'll never get rid of. The Maverick also is just, you look at the seat post and the stem, and it's just amazingly interesting. So like, it's there for that purpose. It's basically exactly the same as that. So it makes no logical sense for me to have two. However, that's what's happened.
I'm Tom. I'm a lighting technician. I work in TV and film. And this is my bike. That has nothing to do with my job.
The fork, where did you get the fork from?
The fork is from Thorn, and it sort of fits with the styling. So this sort of big, flat, chunky plate that also matches the yoke that we went for. So that's a nice sort of tie-in together that just gives it that big, chunky aesthetic. The same with the seat stay bridge, just to have that big, flat plate. And then handlebars are from Stridland, just massive, comfy bars, loads of sweep, loads of rise. Just, they're my favourite handlebars. Got two pairs.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other set on?
Other sets on the GT91 Karakoram.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
So this is custom track frame. It's Columbus Max tubing, Philip raised, just clear coated over the top. The idea was that this would start rusting through, which obviously it has. So the frame was made by a frame builder called Retarski, who's based in Poland. And it was like, I got it quite a while ago now, but then I basically just been like building it up ever since. So I got this stem from August Bicycles just to like match in. And at the same time, or maybe just afterwards, they did me this custom like tapered spacer here to taper it into the into the headset.
Yeah.
In terms of like drivetrain stuff, it's all Dura Ace, but Dura Ace track stuff only comes in silver. So got the hubs and the cranks custom anodized black, and then the hubs were laced these carbon rims, and it's got one of these ARN chainring jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love it. So this bike's got to be, I don't know, maybe 12 years old, something like that. It came out it was around the time that the Columbus, what's it called, the Chinelli Mash came out, the Mash work, and I was able to like speak to Retarski at the time, and those mash frames, although they look lush, they were like so expensive for what you got. So I was able to get this built for like a similar kind of price, and I'm so glad I did, because it's just like been one of those like perennials. It's just been, you know, updated and updated a million times in my collection. And yeah, love it.
Hello Second Life Bikes Internet, my name's Ryan, I build wheels, and welcome to my workshop. Let's go in. Come and have a...
Through taut nipples, I've spotted some coloured ones.
Yeah, there we go. So one of my favourite things is getting some colour into wheels, and that's really nice. And I know that I just did a little shout out for Alpina, and I feel a little sad to not be shouting out good old Sapim either. So Alpina, very happy with their spokes, but when it comes to nipples, then I am a Sapim man through and through. So yeah, if you need quality nips, then and you want them to be bright, I can only suggest Sapim.
Hiya, I'm Billy. Welcome to Billy's Bike Exchange. Come and have a look.
What's the weirdest and most unexpected thing you've ever found inside a bike whilst fixing it?
Oh, I did find, the first thing that springs to mind is a whole Swiss army knife tucked in the seat tube of a really old bike, and you'd be surprised that it fit in there, and it wasn't rattling around beforehand. That was years ago. That was one of the first ones that I did, actually. It was an old man's bike. Hair is the main thing. We find, like, just any bike mechanic will know, just rolls and rolls of hair in any hub, bottom bracket that like hasn't been treated for a long time. Yeah.
And then we've got the kitchen kind of side, which is also our random pile of stuff side. You know, a nice bean grinding machine that our neighbours gave to us, which doesn't really work super well, but works well enough. You know, sink. This is our little toilet area. Not much going on, and then and then in there, when it's really cold in here, we use those Carhartt bibs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it gets super cold in here. And because we're a bike shop and we're stubborn, we don't want to put the heat on. So
I don't think bike shops use heating. I think that's a general rule.
It's just a general rule, If you're not pumping tyres, you know.
My favourite bit of the bike is probably the GRX crank I put on it, because where it's such a odd bike. It was just, I had it lying around. I was like, it's an old BSA bottom bracket in there. So I was like, right, get it in. And yeah, it was pretty much, everything just came apart.
How would you describe Bristol's cycling culture to someone who's never been here?
He's never. Oh, I don't know. The first word that comes to mind, I think, is inclusive. I think generally the cycling culture is very inclusive. I think I exist in a slightly different kind of area of the cycling culture, because like being a messenger and not ever really being like a road rider or anything like that, or like kind of a club rider. I sort of exist in a slightly different area, but like what I kind of like about what we do is just it's a lot of like no pressure kind of cycling as well, is that like we don't sort of push anyone to kind of like do anything they're not too comfortable with, or we'll always kind of accommodate for people that are a bit more kind of timid on their bikes and just want to get out a little bit more. I just kind of like, the main thing is just to encourage people to get out on their bikes and enjoy getting on their bikes, really.
What was it like doing the whole week there? Was it did you get loads of support and stuff, and what was the environment like?
The environment's great, just because you're with other people that really love this. Like, they really love building bikes, and also you're with other people that are learning at the same time. I think that's a big deal. If you're on your own learning one-to-one, you can feel like you're not doing things correctly always, whereas with other people are making mistakes too, and people are learning and doing it at different speeds, and that environment of being in a workshop, being able to fail at the same time, is really valuable. Like, it makes you just feel really confident in what you're doing, because it doesn't have to be perfect and everyone works at a different speed, but you've also got the support there where people are going to help you when you need help, but also they'll happily, if you just want to get on with something, you can just crack on with it, And that's also great because you end up self-teaching a little bit as well. But you've always got someone to turn around and be like, am I doing this right? Is this stupid? Like asking people questions. So from the first 3 days of the course is very much about the technique, the building, making sure you're comfortable with the material and what you're actually making before you just sort of let loose to build a frame. And because you're not going to be perfect on day one, definitely like learning to fillet braise. The ones that I did on day one and then the ones that I did by sort of day 4 are night and day.
Yeah.
So being able to sort of work your way into it and having the confidence within that is just really helpful. Just to not just be like, it's a steep learning curve, but it's not a steep learning curve on your own bike. So you can do it in processes and learn techniques as you go. So having something that is like purpose built that just fits all the requirements perfectly is incredible. It's quite simple, I know, but it's like it all works perfectly.
It's perfect,
all like perfectly serviceable and just solid. I wanted something that's not going to be just falling apart, parts that you can get anywhere in the world, just stuff that just works, you know, tried and true.
What's the wildest or funniest thing that's happened to you on the job?
So many to choose from. Tell you what, there was quite okay, I'll sort of, there's a lot I could go to, I think. There was a guy, this was kind of a road rage thing, where a guy, he cut me up like a bit crazy, and so I came past and I just like, very lightly just tapped his wing mirror like that as I came past, and that like set him off, and he came like flying after me. And he pulls his car kind of up into like this kind of side road that's like on a bit of an incline, and he stops it like right in front of me, and he gets out of his car and he comes up to me and he grabs me by the neck like this, and he's like pulling me up to it like in his face like this, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was just like, and when it was in the middle of the day, there was like people all around, there was like some woman screaming at him about it, and I was just like, but then as he was like holding me like this, he hadn't put the handbrake on in his car. So the car starts rolling back towards both of us while he still got me like this, and I'm just like to him, I'm just like pointing, I'm just like, your car, mate, your car's going, and he just has to like turn around, run off and just run back in the car, and then just like pisses off, and I'm just like, great.
If you could whisper one piece of advice in every bike company founder, what would it be?
If I could whisper one piece of advice, maybe it's like a bit controversial, but like, people are buying your bikes because they want them, not because you made it. Like, it's a really like tough thing for people to hear, especially when you're making bikes with your hands. But like, yeah, there's a lot of you that goes into that product, but people who buy bikes because they want them. They're not buying it because you made it really well.
This next year or so, I would love to be riding enough to get myself a new bike, and obviously with a new bike comes new wheels, and I have ridden an American-made version of hubs with a sprag clutch. So a sprag clutch is completely silent when you're freewheeling, it's got no drag, and it's got instant engagement. And I absolutely don't need them, but I would love, because the silence is beautiful, I would love to build myself with whatever new mountain bike I get. I want KOM, King of the Mountain, here in the UK. Check them out. They've got an insane new sprag clutch design they've come up with. And I want a pair of their hubs with bird spokes and really nice rims. So as I can ride through nature with nothing but the sound of my rubber on leaves. None of this.
I noticed that there's a couple of Treks knocking about. Have you got a thing? Like, is there a certain brand that you're like, oh, this is the one, or like, you know, how do you feel about certain things? You know what I mean?
If I had to work, the Y bike was an impulse buy because it was offered locally for not a great deal of money.
Yeah.
It's an awful bike. Everyone knows it's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. However, look at it. It's just, at some point I'll build it and I will put it on the shelf somewhere to replace one of the things I should sell. And it's just, yeah, it's just something to look at. Nostalgia, isn't it? But I guess if I was to choose a brand, especially retro stuff, to work on, it would, like, GT, Cannondale, probably like the most iconic for me, and Alpine Stars and MS Racing, which is my geek fest kind of thing, which is the 1 year only precursor to Alpine Stars. Anyway, but Trek, I guess they made some cool bikes, had some great paint jobs, and I guess they always used standards that didn't change too much, so you've got quite a lot of flexibility in terms of building things with a standardized seat post, and they just made things well. But not particularly interesting for the most part.
Is there something in the shop that you would be annoyed if someone hadn't noticed it whilst they were here?
I guess maybe the GT Karakoram, if they are a retro nerd, so just a Tequila Sunrise paint job.
Yeah.
I think if someone was to walk like straight through the door and then glance up and not like look at it, that would hurt. I might usher them out the door.
Yeah. What would you say has kept you so into bikes all these years, and why you think you're going to continue doing it?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's partly the creative side of bikes, that someone keeps coming up with new things that I quite like the look of. When you repair something or fix something or replace something, you always get that feeling of happiness. It's like instant. So I guess that's part of it as well. Generally just riding bikes. I like being outside in nature. I like riding bikes. I like hanging out with like-minded people. Coffee always helps. Yeah. I don't know, just generally like bikes. It's just that simple. I don't think there is anything else to it. I don't know. Makes me look sad.
And that's that. Thank you again for everybody who got involved in the first season of Where I Bike. It was amazing meeting some of these people. Some of these people I've never met before, and it was really cool to see where they do their things, how they do their things, and why they do these things. So thank you again to everybody who's got involved, and everybody who's watched them and liked them and shared them and all that good stuff as well. Another special thank you to bikepacking.com. Anybody who's a bikepacking.com fan may have seen that they've been putting articles up that I've written about these episodes every single week. I have a lot to thank them for, because I'm sure a lot of the views from these videos have come from those articles. So a massive thank you to those guys. But that's that. If you, for whatever reason, haven't subscribed to the channel yet, and by the way, by the end of the year, I wanted to get to 30,000 followers. And I've done it. That was my only goal I had this year for this channel. I just wanted to hit that 30,000, and thank you every single one of you who have subscribed in the last year. But if you haven't yet, the next goal is 50,000. I don't know, I just made that up immediately. There we go, you've got it on record now. This time next year, we will hit 50,000 subscribers. So start hitting the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, it helps me out a bunch. And if you can't wait until the next video, that one there is a particularly good one.